good should happen to this person. That is Rahim. So there is in Rauf the negative aspect and Rahim the positive aspect. The Rauf or Rahim. Verse number 10. وَمَا لَكُمْ أَلَّا تُنْفِقُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. And what happened to you? You don't spend in the way of Allah. Why don't you spend in the way of Allah? Do you think that you will be short of your wealth? وَلِلَّهِ مِيرَاثُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And to Allah belongs the inherited of the heaven and the earth. Everything which is in the heaven and the earth, that is going back to Allah. So it means that when you spend in the way of Allah, it will be deposited in the bank of Allah, and then He is going to reward you. So you must not fear that if you spend, your money is going to be decreased. No. It will go back to Allah, and Allah is going to reward you. لا يستوي منكم من أنفق من قبل الفتح وقاتل. That is the ayah which I said in the beginning, which shows who are as-sabiqun. Now those people who spent their money before the conquest of Makkah, the word al-Fath, though it is just conquest, but whenever it is mentioned in the Quran, it shows the conquest of Makkah. Only in Surah Al-Fath, Inna fatahna laka fatham mubina, there Sulh al-Hudaybiyah is mentioned. Or Sulh al-Hudaybiyah is meant the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, because it was a gate to the greater conquest, that was the conquest of Makkah. But here, Al-Fath, when it is said Fath, it means the conquest of Makkah. So before the conquest of Makkah, the people have spent money. The Muslims were still weak. Still they were spending the money in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they were fighting, وَقَاتَلُوا. These people, أُولَٰئِكَ أَعْظَمُ دَرَجَةً مِنَ الَّذِينَ أَنفَقُوا مِن بَعْدُ وَقَاتَلُوا. They are higher in rank from those people who have spent later and then they have fought later. They can't be together. They can't be the same, because there is a difference between two type of these people. And this shows the excellence of those people, the early Muslims. The early Muslims. This is why in one hadith the Prophet ﷺ said, "Da'uli ashabi." Don't talk too much about my Sahaba. Leave them for me. And in another narration he said, "La tasubbu ashabi." Don't abuse my Sahaba. And then he said that even one of you spent gold equal to mountain Uhud, would not be similar to just one handful of money which was spent by my Sahaba. Because these people who were spending a little money when Islam was weak, that was got far-reaching effects than the money which was spent by these people after the conquest of Makkah. And actually he has said these words in a case of Khalid bin al-Walid, because as you know that Khalid bin al-Walid, he was a late entrant into Islam. After he became Muslim, he engaged himself in many ghazawat and jihad. And in one of the ghazawat, he came to a tribe of Banu Jazim, or Bani Jazimah or Bani Jazim. And these people, they started saying, Saba'na, Saba'na. Because the early Muslims, they used to be called, or they were declared Sabi from the non-Muslims. They used to say, oh Sabah, this person has become Sabi. As you know that As-Sabi'in in Al-Quran, As-Sabi'in, they are those group of people who used to worship the stars in Babylonia, Iraq. But the Meccan people, when they saw the Muslims and they are different from others, they named them Sabi. So these Banu Jazim people, they were not able to say, Aslamna, Aslamna, we became Muslim. They said, Sabana, Sabana. Yes, we become Sahabi, we become Sahabi. Khalid bin Walid said, no, kill them. Because they are not Muslim. So he started killing them. Even those people who were captured alive, he killed them as well. He killed them all. So there was a dispute between Khalid and Abdurrahman ibn Auf and other Sahaba. They say, what you have done is wrong. So the case was brought to the Prophet ﷺ. So there is here Khalid who is defending himself, and there are these people who are saying, no, Khalid has done wrong. That is the time when the Prophet ﷺ said these words, La tasubbu ashabi. Don't make names or call names to my Sahaba. These are my Sahaba, Abdurrahman ibn Auf, Abdullah ibn Umar. These are the early entrants into Islam. Even if you spent a mountain weight of gold now, it would not be equal to what they have spent, even if it was a handful amount of money. And the similar hadith is al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-dhaif wa fi kullin khayr. A mu'min who is strong, he is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than a mu'min who is weak. But wa fi kullin khayr. But there is some good in each of them. So in the same way, here there is a comparison between two types of people, people who fought and spent before the conquest and who fought and spent after the conquest. There is a comparison. But anyhow, both of them, they are recognized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكُلًّا وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الْحُسْنَى. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised for each of them a good reward. Nobody is going to be deprived of that reward. وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ خَبِيرٌ. And Allah is well acquainted with all that you do. So here the word khabir is mentioned, and in verse number 4, وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. So Basir and Khabir, both attributes are here in this passage. And inshallah we leave the rest for our next lesson. Sallallahu ta'ala ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.